And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Yes.
Rachel, would
Yes.
you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Brickmeister, Rebecca, and Chris Stones. Thank you so much, everyone. And also Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And we just want to say we appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So we were talking earlier. I slept today, which is rare. I slept today.
Yeah.
But I woke up a little later than normal, and when I woke up, I had the perfect idea for an intro. I want to talk to you about a JRPG, one in particular, but in order to properly explain it, I want to give you some context.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Back in the day, you probably know the company Square Enix, right? Or Square Enix. The company Square Enix is actually two companies that became one company. Back in the day, there were two kind of large houses that made games. There was Squaresoft, right?
Oh.
And then on the other side, there was Tri-Ace and Enix.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So Tri-Ace and Enix are technically two companies, but they work together all the time. So I'm going to count them as one.
Mhm.
And at some point, there was a buyout or a merger where those two companies became one company. And instead of being Enix Tri-Ace and Squaresoft individually, they became Square Enix. Boom, one company.
Okay.
Right? And I think maybe Tri-Ace works on their own sometimes. Anyway, that part's irrelevant. Everyone knows Final Fantasy from Squaresoft. That's their big RPG. It's existed for a long time. It's generally pretty high quality, AAA. It's a good company.
Mhm.
Okay, so Enix Tri-Ace made another game called Star Ocean, and they had one of the best games they've ever made called Star Ocean: The Second Story. It is fantastic. It's old as shit, but it's very good. And it had an action combat system, and it moved really fast, and it was just a good game. Like, narratively, the dialogue was kind of great. It had two main characters that when you started the game, you get to choose either one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you got the same story told from two different angles. So you get to see it from a different... It's a very good game.
Okay.
Okay. Highly recommend you go back and play it if you can get past the blurriness.
Okay.
All right. So, once Square Enix came together, they started making more games in both series, right? Final Fantasy got the pinnacle of all the technical engineers and fucking whatever. The other house was always very good at making combat. Enix and Tri-Ace were very good at making combat in their games.
Okay.
But they were terrible at animating characters. So I'm
Okay.
going to show you a series of what I call mannequin mode or mannequin mishaps, depending on the tone of negativity you prefer.
Okay.
All right, so you just go ahead and tell me what you think of each. This is the original game. This is not so bad. That's Ashton Anchors. He's the man. All right. So this looks okay for an older game, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now I want you to look at those characters.
Oh.
Yeah.
They, there's a definite anime influence. It kind of looks like when kids first start to learn how to draw and they're really into anime, so they try to emulate like that kind of style.
They got some big eyes and some weird proportions.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. That being said, the game's fantastic. It's just the characters look fucking strange, right?
Yes. The guy on the left has a lot of forehead.
This?
Like his eyebrows are very low And he just has a lot of forehead.
That's a woman.
That's a woman? Oh no.
That's the guy over here. This is
okay.
the main guy. This right here she's a woman. She's actually an interesting character, but just you wouldn't know it from from anything I'm showing you. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
This is it's called The Last Hope, and this one, oh, look, they did an HD remaster recently. It's very, very high pixel. It's in 4K. Still looks fucking mannequins. When you're fighting, the game is excellent. You're running around, you're dashing. You don't have to look at human expression, right?
Right.
It's so good. And then they have a cutscene where they talk about what just happened on the battlefield, and they all just look like a Sears catalog, just kind of wobbling around. It's so fucking strange. All right, here's another one.
Okay.
This is a more modern version of it, and I want you to imagine this expression permanently.
Oh, no.
They'll walk around and I'm sorry, you guys can't see the image, right? But I'm just saying that imagine a character model like from like a demo piece of artwork where they show you the characters. Now imagine instead of them talking and feeling lifelike, their faces just constantly stayed in that expression and their lips kind of moved.
Oh, that's not good.
It's super off-putting, right? I cannot get zoomed. There we go. All right, here we go. Look at this. Can you see this?
Oh.
Hold on, let me zoom that in for you.
Yeah.
What?
This is not a good direction.
And that's the expression she'll have for the entire game.
The proportions on her face feel off-putting. Just like the way that like her facial features are shaped and how they're positioned, it feels a little uncanny valley.
I'm going to show you the main character for the new game.
Okay.
All
right.
That's him. Look at this guy.
Oh no.
Look at his face.
Oh.
What is going on? Why does he look like David Lee Roth? He looks just like David Lee Roth.
He looks stupid. And I don't mean
Absolutely.
Like it's a bad character design. I mean, it looks like he has a low intelligence.
His eyes are on the low portion of his entire head. So his face looks like it's been pushed down to the bottom of his chin, and that they had to cover that mistake with hair. Right?
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, it looks like every character model in the game. It's very bad looking. Look at this.
Ooh,
what the fuck are they doing?
That doesn't look good.
But then there's stuff like this, right? Which is an open, beautiful scene. You guys can't see what I'm talking about when I'm.
But the character's back is to the camera, so you can't.
So you don't see it.
His face.
Right, and that's the best part about it. Okay, so like I want to clarify that I love these games. I think they're great. But holy shit. You know?
Yeah. That wasn't good. But if you've played through that, then I assume that the story is very good.
Okay, so here's where the situation is, right? I played a bunch of these Star Ocean games, and I loved most of them, except for Faithlessness and Integrity. Don't ask me. I don't even know why they named it that. It's very strange.
Okay.
But most of them are pretty good, right? They're all pretty good, and the story's good, and it's big, and they do this cool thing that I love, where they go from sci-fi to fantasy back and forth, kind of like it kind of sways back and forth in the narrative. And I dig that.
Yeah.
And the game's great.
Mhm.
But shit, man. Final Fantasy is so like when you play a Final Fantasy game, like the characters sometimes will do stuff that's a little weird, but for the vast majority of the game, they're very human and their interactions are very. You played Final Fantasy VII recently, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They felt like they were emoting, right?
Yes.
That's the same company. Send a guy from over there to fix that shit because it looks strange.
Looks bad.
Anyway, that game I really want to play it at some point, and I'm just waiting for it to go on deep sale because I cannot justify paying money for that character model.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds dumb. The game might be the best game I ever played in my life, but looking at that guy, that fucking Joe Dirt looking haircut. I went onto their Facebook page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I need you to look up Star Ocean, the Divine. What was it? The Divine what? Just type in Star Ocean, the Divine, you'll find it. It's the new game, and look at the main character with the shaggy blonde hair. Oh my god. Jesus. I want to include an image in the show notes. Can we do that? Can you just go into the show notes and click the image that we're going to link? I'm going to link an image.
Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be on you.
Oh my god. I just want them to do better because I love their company so much. I wish they'd do better.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in their company looked at that image and was like, yeah, this is good. We're going to sell this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I highly recommend going back and playing Star Ocean: The Second Story and First Departure. Both of those are great games. They're both kind of old school looking. Star Ocean: The Second Story is way better, but play both.
Okay.
Diaz Flack, just saying. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you will know. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not in the know.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that? Maybe she stopped reading so many books and started playing some old JRPGs so you can be a man of culture. You ever think about that?
I'm not going to do that.
Well,
I'm not going to read fewer books.
I think we've made our choices then, haven't we?
I guess so.
And this is the coffin you'll have to sleep in. You've made your coffin. Now sleep in it.
All right. I think on that note, we should go to this week's episode.
I want you guys to go click that image before the episode starts because you're going to need 5 minutes afterwards. And I want you to I don't want you to be off put.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go into our episode refreshed and ready. I don't want you having that goblin haunting you while you listen. So do it now before the episode starts.
All right. So this is Return to Ravenloft, episode 7, Double Date.
Oh, I love this one. This is a good episode.
Yeah?
Yeah. Top five
Wow.
of the middle 5.
Of the top 5 of the 7 we've released so far?
Yeah. It's in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right,
don't remember where we left off.
I was having dinner with someone, as I recall, and I think all hell was about to break loose. I believe that's.
I was talking to David about that because I had the idea that it was going to be like that meme from Umbrella Academy where like there's 2 people and they're in cars and they pass each other. And I had this idea that like Kestrel with Vess was going to show up at the same restaurant that Rayne was with the lady and they were going to look at each other. But apparently we went to different places in town. So
right.
That can't happen.
You guys went to the Burger King.
Yeah. They went north to Widow's Retreat where you went south. And Kevin is somewhere in the middle of town heading towards the flower shop.
Right.
So.
Oh God! Thank goodness we didn't leave Kevin home alone.
Technically, y'all did, and he got attacked by he got interrogated by two shady motherfuckers in black coats. I mean,
Kestrel and I need to make sure that there are no like swinging paint buckets when we get back to the tavern.
That sounds like the old house.
Yeah.
It really was. Oh Lord. All right. Where to start?
All right, here. Let me do this while I'm thinking of it.
Your rolls.
Yeah, actually, I have the wrong thing up and I have to open. D&D Peon. My characters, motherfucker. Sorry.
No worries.
All right, so let me go ahead and roll 2 D Twizzles. A 1 and a 3. Prepare to be fucked up. D Walk's favorite. It's a 1 and a 3. Oh, a 7. 7? Shit.
Oh, fuck, did you get a 1 and a 7?
I thought I got a 1 and a 3. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Okay.
How did you mix up 3 and 7?
Because on the die, the 1, I didn't mix up a 3 and a 7. I said 1 and 3 like 4 times. You guys keep saying that I said 1 and 7. The 7 looked like a 1 on the dice. 1 and 3.
Okay.
So 3 and 7.
You're aware that a 1 has a little divot at the top.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out. Okay, that makes more sense now because I was like, I could understand if you confused a 3 and an 8. Maybe
me look stupid, and the whole time.
Oh, I mean, it
was you who was looking stupid.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna
have to print out a new fuck ass sign.
Gonna mail it.
Say hello, fuck ass. Hello, fuck ass.
They delivered an Xbox controller via DoorDash. What universe is this? I'm very happy. Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna start on the not date,
Okay.
which is Adri and Vespa. Well, the whole last time she kept saying it's not a date, and the bard kept saying it was. Oh, completely. So Nate never denied it was a date.
It takes what I can get.
Oh,
don't worry, you'll get it.
Just to clarify, it's real hard not to make a joke when you say that kind of lead in, but I want points for not doing it.
But
I get an inspiration for that.
You brought attention to it, so isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah, so Adri and Vesp reaches the Widow's Retreat in the north.
Kestrel.
My bad, Kestrel and
Thank you.
Ves reach the Widow's Retreat in the north.
Retreat.
It's definitely not as nice as the captain's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dock doesn't really smell any different, east side or west side, but you see the roof has a lot more patches on it that weren't cosmetically done right. They work, it doesn't leak, but it sure ain't pretty. You got a couple broken windows, couple cracks. The door's open. There's a bouncer outside sitting there, kind of just sticking his toe in the ground.
Sorry, the way that Nate turned around to look at the audacity of his dog that jumped up on the chair was so funny.
Hang on, I'll get him real quick. Stupid ass dog.
Doing like a mountain goat type thing.
What's he doing?
Hey!
Uh-oh.
You fuck ass. Hang on.
That is not the episode title.
He turned the camera off. What the fuck is he about to do to that dog?
Well, vaya con Dio.
When a man hates a dog very much.
Wow. What vowel did you say in the middle of that H word? A or I?
What?
When a man hates or hits a dog.
Both. When a man hates a dog, he hits a dog. Man, my dog's being a fucking douche and a half today. He's got like a Duracell shoved up his ass or something. He's all over the fucking place.
Dog's gone. Oh, and he took the chair. Look at that. He moved the chair beside him.
He had to hit him with it. It's like an old wrestler. Like, look at this. Now he's talking to the cops. Your Honor, I didn't hit that dog.
No, see, he's got the dog there, so he's like petting it.
He's wiggling it like a Weekend at Bernie's type deal.
Lean over and be like, nothing.
I'm flicking people off. Hi, I'm Nate, and I have a thick wang. Look, let me find it. Hold on. Let me find it. Down here under the table. I don't believe you. I do. No, serious. It's true story. True story. I have photos. Would you like to see the photos? I have a filing cabinet full of them. I take photos 2 a day. Every day. They don't believe that I take them, but I do. I sort of do like a glamour shots type deal where I put them in different wigs and costumes. I love that he can hear me.
Oh, he took the headset off.
That's how I die. You know that, right? One of these days, I'm going to be doing something like that, and I'm going to laugh real hard, and then it's just going to be silent. Oh.
The problem is every action he makes fits so well with that conversation. Every time he looks down, every time he waves his hand up.
Yeah. And look at the confident, like he's laid back. He's like, take a look. Right?
Yep.
Exhibit A. Or Exhibit D, I guess.
No, it's really there.
It's true. Look, you don't believe me? How do I prove it? Let me think about this for a second.
I hope to get the Patreon
I'll pull it out. That'll be easier for everyone. Just pull it out and then everyone can see it.
Message.
He's having a straight up argument and we're not helping.
Oh, the dog's on the chair now.
It lives.
I want to see it. I've always believed in you. Oh God.
Fine, go in the other room. You son of a bitch.
He's like, well, I don't want on the chair if I can't get on the table from the chair.
I know. Well, he was certainly trying. Son of a bitch. All right, sorry. I was a complete and total distraction. My bad.
Sorry.
Oh, it was worth it.
You're 100%.
I like how he got to the glamour shots portion where he's talking about putting wigs on his wang, and then all of a sudden it was like, gotta take the headset off.
I believe those are called. Well, no, those are not called merkin. Sorry, it would be the.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's gross. I do.
Well, I am from 1758, so you know. Anyway, all right. Please continue with the wonderful game, Dungeon Master.
All right. So, yes, you guys are outside walking up or riding up towards it.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're gonna hang out here for a while.
She's like, no, that's kind of just looking at the place. Not my favorite place in town, but I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Let's go.
Aren't you gonna help me off the horse?
I can't believe you bring me here for my first day. What? It's a shithole.
You don't like going to the shithole? It's my favorite restaurant.
I'm not going to help her get off the horse. I assume they have a stables.
They got a small one.
Okay, good.
Off to the side.
All right. I will bring my horse. This is Karim. I'll bring him over.
Bess rides the horse all the way through,
Of course she does.
waiting for you to help her off.
I do not. Is there an empty stall that I can put my horse at?
There is.
Okay.
There's a dwarf in the stables mucking it out.
Is the spot open for new horse?
For sure, right there. Go right ahead.
Excellent.
Vess is like, Cass, you gotta help me down.
No, you've gotten off a horse before. I know you. I know you can do it.
But this is a date. You're supposed to help me off the horse.
This is not a date.
100% a date.
First of all, this is not a date. Second of all, stop using my name right now because people are looking for me.
Oh, what name do you want me to use?
Not my real one.
She gets this real fucked up grin. Hey, honey, let me down.
No. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get a room. And I'm just gonna turn and walk out.
Okay. You, Mr. Dwarf, help me down. All right. Comes over.
What's the dwarf gonna help her down?
He can't reach the top of the horse. He just holds the giant fork that he was using to muck out the stables, and she uses it for balance and jumps down. She's like, she's not normally like this. She's just under a lot of stress.
I'm definitely always like this.
She's really a softie.
That's not accurate.
She flips the guy a copper and follows you in. As you enter, it's about half full. So
or half empty, depending on how you look at it.
That is true. And the bartender's a half orc sitting behind, cleaning a glass. He looks up. Oh, welcome.
Hi. We're looking for a room.
He looks back behind him and starts checking. He pulls one key down. I got 2 rooms left. 1 or 2.
Is there a difference?
No, I mean 1 room or 2 rooms.
1 room.
1 room. All right, he slides across. 5 copper a night.
Put down 5 copper. How many rooms are in this place?
8.
8. Okay.
We're not a big tavern.
Can I get a room at like the end of the hall?
He pulls the key back, walks back, pulls out another key, sets it across, and slides it towards you. Okay. Of course, end of the hall.
Thanks.
The hallway dead ends, so I mean you're at the end.
Okay.
So.
What time of day is it?
I want to say mid-afternoon.
Okay.
So you hear kind of a rattle of bones in the room.
The room I'm in right now?
Yeah, the main tavern room.
I will look around.
You see a undead monkey on one of the tables, just kind of sitting there, poking at things across the table while his keeper's sitting next to him with a small chain that goes off from the monkey up to his wrist.
It's weird. All right, I guess I'll order some food for myself and Vess and find a table kind of far away from the door, but I want to sit where I'm facing the door.
Okay. It's not bad. So
other than the guy with the undead monkey, are there any other weird people in here?
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Okay.
If you have an undead monkey, get Beta Max Prime. Sorry.
28.
All right. You see a couple servers, a half elf and a halfling moving around. There's a female water genasi in the back that's in the cooking and cleaning, moving things around. Um, you see a bard taking a rest from a performance, sitting next to the hearth and the fire, just kind of warming up. Um, what catches your interest more is a table you see in the corner off with 3 people around it.
What's so interesting about them?
Dark clothes, the fact that everyone's kind of keeping a spread from them. You've picked up on a look of a a Carcatine before, and you see 3 of them sitting at a table.
Oh, crap. Are they? Does it seem like they've noticed me at all? Are they looking at me?
They're more looking at Vess. She's kind of made a scene coming in.
Maybe if I left her here and I went somewhere else. I will like sort of unhappily kind of like wave my hand at her to like kind of motion for her to stop fooling around and get over here.
She looks over at you and makes the way. She's like, there's a necromancer with an undead monkey.
Well, he probably just wants to eat his lunch in peace.
Okay. So, what are we doing?
We are, I'm keeping my voice down, but I'll say we are laying low. We'll meet back up with the others probably soon if we can find them. However, I'm not sure how long we're going to stay here, and I'll kind of like nod towards the 3 in the corner.
She looks over, looks back. We could take them.
Obviously. But I wanted to get my bounty for the spider before I left town.
So.
And if we deal with them first, that's going to interfere with my work.
She nods. She's like, I'm going to go talk to the bard.
Are you going to do the thing where you show off because you feel like you have to show that you're a better bard?
No.
Okay, I just said that we need to lay low.
She's like, my middle name.
I'm gonna make sure I have my sword like with an easy drawing, because I feel like there's going to be a fight.
Before I move any further, this does feel like Pulp Fiction a little bit, right? Adri's Bruce Willis, right? And the other girl is, what's her name? The one with the wants a pot belly or whatever.
Oh, that.
Yeah, so you got to go back and get your money, but dangerous people are looking for you. Mm-hmm. So you've sort of gone off to some hotel in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And then I hope the rest of it's very different from the movie because there's a weird shit coming up. Mm-hmm. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. If you say that at the end of it, it'll be so good when you get on your horse.
Vess walks over to the bard and begins to talk to the bard in a very hushed tone.
I had ordered a drink for Vess and myself, but I'm gonna slide Vess's drink over to my side of the table.
All right. From there, we're gonna jump, and we're gonna pick up on the other date tonight. As Rayne is walking with the flower shop owner, Elizabeth, and you guys come across the Yawning Eddy. It's a tavern down in the lower southeast of town. You guys have passed a couple restaurants on the way. They've been closed. One of them actually ended up has a big sign over it, steer clear. One of the magical fields opened up in it a couple days ago and shredded the place.
Oops.
So
there goes its 5-star Yelp review.
Pretty much. And you guys walk in to or find the Yawning Eddy, and that's when.
All right. So Miss Soulgrave and I
Yes.
approach the Yawning Eddy.
Yep. Outside, you see kind of a larger man, bald, smoking on a pipe. Looks up. Hey, welcome to the Yawning Eddy. How can I help you?
Table for two, please, if you don't mind.
For sure.
And then he kicked some people out of the restaurant.
It's like
that waiter's losing his mind a little bit.
God, man, it's the most vicious maitre d' in history.
We get to play this game with D-Walk now.
What did I tell you? I said you bring me all the gold, all of it.
Those are my Cheetos, goddammit.
Go get them. My cheddar gold. You come back here without them, you're getting a thumb in your ass. We're going to go hitchhiking to the Kidney Highway.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Every time somebody with a camera goes AFK, I'm doing that to them. Just know that when you have to step away for a second, that's what's happening. You're getting cartoonified.
All right. So Simon turns around and he's like, I'm Simon, and I'm going to take care of you guys tonight. Come on inside.
Oh, thank you, Simon.
He walks in. Oh, he finds the tail immediately, pulls a rag out, spits on it, begins wiping it down.
Classy.
Fancy.
Yes.
Your whole table has COVID now.
It's restaurants only have it's a half-star restaurant out of one particular or one potential star. I will pull out Miss Soulgrave's chair, trying to put her on the side of the table with the least amount of saliva.
She gives you a curtsy and sits down. Simon begins, I'll be right back. Walks over. He snaps his fingers up. Gaston, music. They're on a date.
Baby shark. This restaurant sucks.
The bard stands up and he puts down the lute and moves his fingers, and a flute appears and he begins to play.
Great. I will.
He's playing Jethro Tull.
I'll ask Simon for a nice bottle of port to share, and I suppose whatever passes for a menu in this fine, clean establishment.
He comes back with the bottle and sets down the glasses, puts plates on. He's like, we have pork or chicken?
Miss Soulgrave, what would you prefer?
I'll trust your judgment. It's been a while since I've dined in this fair place.
Okay. Well,
she's being so fucking polite.
They have pork or chicken, so I would suggest the beef. But just thinking Leslie Nielsen. Yes, I remember I had the lasagna. We'll have 2 chickens.
Let me get that right now.
Thank you.
You hear a dog go.
God.
Alrighty, I'll get that for you right now.
Yes.
We actually only have one type of meat, but people sometimes say that the pork tastes like chicken.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, doesn't everything taste like chicken?
It is the Matrix.
No. Actually, someone corrected.
Tastes like chicken.
Actually, someone said the other day I read, it's like every time somebody says something tastes like chicken, what I really think of is that they're saying that everything tastes like dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will. I'll take the port. I'll pour us each a glass. I'll push one over to her.
And that's where you hear a voice from the other side. Oi! That's the captain of the sea pitch.
Is that a voice I recognize?
It actually is.
Oh no.
You know the voice to match first mate Caro Maindor of the ship called the Drunken Lust.
Oh, that two-bit piece of shit.
He's like, boys, That piece of shit broke our captain's heart. And now he's out with another woman.
I'm sorry, you must have me mistaken for someone else.
Oh, no, I don't forget you. Captain's put a price on nailing your foreskin to the hull of the ship.
Now I can guarantee you that she's mistaken. Oh, poor Rachel. Hey, I had nothing to do with that.
Hit me on Wednesday writing, working on campaign notes. I was like, yup, I'm going to do this.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm learning more about Rayne every day. This is nice. I say that again. No, I believe you have me mistaken, kind of through slightly, clenched teeth, kind of to get the sense of, I don't have time for this right now. If you want to deal with it later, we can, but sit down and shut the fuck up for now. That sort of thing. Not a good time. I don't know if that's a persuasion roll or an intimidation roll. I hope it's a persuasion.
Depends how you want to. It depends how you want to handle it.
I would very much like to do it as be persuading them to shut the fuck up, as opposed to intimidating them, because
it's persuasion with a hint of insight.
It's a persuasion with a hint of violence sprinkled on top.
Yeah,
just a sprinkle of deception.
Yeah, the difference between persuasion and intimidation is a full 10. So, yes, I'm going to persuade them to drop it. And we can discuss this later. And I'm pretty sure that was successful, because that's a 29. God, I hope so, because I couldn't have rolled much higher.
They look over. All right. Since this is such a fine establishment, we'll let you be tonight, out of respect for her.
I will. It's like I again, trying to sort of not do anything to put Elizabeth in a state of unease. It's like, I don't know who you're talking about, but I do know a lot of people, and I might know someone. Why don't you meet me tomorrow over at Marlbrot's place, and I'll see what I can do to help you.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go fetch the captain. We'll see you in the morning. She's going to want to take that piece off you herself personally.
I don't know if I should be upset or excited. I'm not really. I feel a swirl of emotions at the moment. All right. I turn back to Elizabeth. I'm like, it happens.
Her eyes are wide looking at you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's one thing you got to learn when you're dealing with, privateers and their ilk. Once the alcohol gets flowing, the ability to, discriminate between sea folk is a little blurred.
My husband was a fisher.
Yes.
I've been around the port.
Hey yo!
Oh God, not that way.
I will accept that statement in the way in which it was intended.
Your Honor, I'd like to offer an Ayo for the stenographer, for the record, please.
Boy, that pork and/or chicken really is starting to smell good coming from the kitchen right about now.
Simon comes walking out with a few plates of drumsticks and what looks like beans as he sets them down in front of you guys.
Okay, they're beans, or they look like beans?
You're going to have to roll a nature check, or you're going to have to roll a medicine check.
Well, beans look like beans.
True.
Yeah, we found him underneath the chicken.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm at least going to I'm going to sort of inspect the chicken before we both eat, just to make sure that it's, not raw in the center, or
all right.
Hopefully it's at least been cooked. I mean, is it blackened? I mean, does it look like it's been cooked, or did they just like, is it still clucking as it approaches the table?
No, it's
Okay.
well cooked. It's
Okay,
well
good.
cooked.
All right. Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll start eating, and I'll, you know, motion for Elizabeth to do the same. So tell me about your husband a little bit more, if you don't mind. You said he's a fisherman. What?
Yes, he was.
Oh,
Just like his father before him.
hmm.
He would go fish out in the bay and past it, and then he'd come back. They were always pretty good about dodging the mist. But
And it is a tricky bit to sail around if you don't know what you're doing.
yeah, but about time ago, he fished in another fishing or vessel claimed was their area, and they decided to make an example out of him at night.
Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that, but unfortunately, that's I've heard those kinds of stories more often than I'd like to admit. So, what are your how you've been living on the boat?
Yeah, it's awkwardly, it's kind of the last piece I have.
I see. So, still has sentimental value. So, how long have you been living out there on the boat?
Little over a year
Okay.
since it happened.
Yeah, but it seems like things must be going all right at the flower shop, though.
Time to time, every now and then I have to pick up shifts at the captain's place up in the tavern up in the just to make ends meet. The flower shop doesn't. You've been to Darkon before, right? At least,
yeah. I
Matira
mean,
Bay.
it it's been a while since I've been here long enough. I mean,
It's not the happiest.
Yeah.
People don't buy flowers. That's not the happiest place.
No, I can imagine that is the case. Would you? I've heard from the dock master that people have made offers on your ship, but I'm assuming the sentimental value is far exceeds what anyone's willing to pay.
Yeah, they've made offers.
Well, have you ever considered striking out from Darkon and trying your fortunes elsewhere? I mean, granted, there's always a bit of danger that goes along with traveling, but there are a lot of places to visit far away from here that might, I don't know, be more hospitable.
No, that's that. She kind of like, I don't know if I trust anywhere else in Darkon, especially with the traveling mists. And I don't really know how to sail the ship outside of the bay.
No, true.
Getting it on open water is a different story than just circling it around the bay.
As I'm talking with her, do I notice anything? I'm kind of again sort of looking over her physically, like looking for any signs of scratching or bruising or anything that we might have missed the first time around, just to kind of link her to being the Red Widow. Is there anything I'm seeing now that maybe I didn't see the first time around in the florist shop? Or
you saw the bruises under her sleeves on the wrist when she moved her arms. This close, you can catch some marks on her neck.
I'm trying to think of how to breach this in a delicate way that doesn't lead her into thinking that I know more than I do. We'll eat a little bit longer and said, so between working at the flower shop and moonlighting over at Marlbrots, what else do you do? What do you do for fun? What do you do to pass away the hours?
Um, Morning walks on the docks.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's the nice, cool air is kind of just like a breath of life in this town.
Yeah.
It's the only time it's actually quiet. Is that eerie? Not eerie. Well, that moment between before the dawn breaks and the last bit of the darkest of the night.
Yeah, I enjoy a nice morning constitutional around the deck myself, so I can certainly understand that.
Does that mean poop?
Does not mean that.
When people say they're morning constitutional, they can mean a lot of things. I was just wanted to clarify for the record, you didn't mean that you poop off the side of your boat.
No.
I'm pretty sure you two had this conversation the last time we recorded.
Yes.
And Nate was like, it's not a constitutional.
No. Those would be my morning ablutions. That's the word you're looking for. Okay. Yes. I do not poop on the poop deck. Let's just be perfectly clear about that. Okay. I just
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Hey, look,
I cannot speak for the rest of my crew. But
I think that this helps to flesh out the
Does it?
characters. Yeah.
Mhm.
He does not poop off the side of a boat. So if you're taking notes out there, freelancers,
Yes.
he doesn't poop off the boat. So I'll
at
have
least
you guys
not-
quit messaging me about it.
All right.
Yes. That's
So what brings the sea bitch to town?
well, I, have the usual sort of trade that I deal with. So I had some things to drop off and a few things to pick up. Plus, it always, gives the men it does them some good to get them off the boat for a day or two, as long as they don't get into too much trouble. And other than that, just catch up with some old acquaintances here in Darkon. It's been a while since I've been here, so nothing in particular. It's always nice though to come to town and make new acquaintances. So working in Marlbrots, it's not necessarily the greatest line of work. You ever have anybody giving you trouble up there? I ask not because I'm trying to strong arm anyone, but I am pretty good friends with Marlbrots. So if you were having difficulty with any patrons, or if you needed a bit of a boost in pay or something, I might be able to talk them into it if that would help you out, especially if times are lean like they are.
A boost in pay is always nice, but the captain's normally he's a good man to those who work for him.
Okay, well that's good. At least he's taking care of you.
Patrons. She kind of pauses for a second. You can see her mind kind of calculating, going back through time, and her eyes flash and then flash back. She's like, I don't really remember having any real issues with patrons outside. There's a couple that got a little grabby inside, but the staff took care of it real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. When the sort of flash that you described, what when you say her eyes flashed, did they change color, or what was the physical manifestation of this little trigger?
Her eyes went from normal to almost red with a yellowish pupil, and then back. Almost not like a full shift, but normally when a lycanthrope almost emerges for a moment, and they're kind of playing through things. Sometimes lycanthropes have used it as dominance to put down another lycanthrope, or to kind of assert themselves for a second. Except
Okay.
she wasn't focusing on you at all with that.
Any way that I would know who she was focused on? Was it someone else in the tavern, or was it just something she was going through in her mental Rolodex?
You would be safe to assume her mental Rolodex.
Okay, so it wasn't like she saw someone in the tavern and okay.
No, didn't react to anyone in the tavern. She more reacted to the memories.
Okay. When's your next shift at Marlbrots?
Captain lets me come in on the weekends.
So, in terms of where we are game time, is that
Couple nights.
couple of nights? Okay. Looks like I'll be here in town for a little while longer, so I'll probably see you there.
Sounds good.
How's the chicken, by the way?
It's not the worst I've had.
Well, that's good. I was going to
And-
say the same thing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely better than the Widow's Retreat.
Ah. Huh.
That tavern blows. Like literally. It's they actually have like bed and like bugs in the beds. I mean, it's not the best place.
Oh no. Well, sure. I'm glad we didn't go there.
Right?
Smash cut.
Smash cut to Kestrel smashing a guy through the window.
I thought we were smash cut, and then it was to Kestrel smashing the board. I'm getting.
So,
What? Okay, I'll just
no worries.
that to myself.
All right. She's like, "You willing to walk me back to my place?"
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. Another glass of wine before we go.
That sounds lovely.
I'll pour another glass of wine.
As he does that, we're going to switch over to the flower shop. All right. Kevin is walking down the street. I'm assuming towards the flower shop too, because that's where you left off to look for Rayne.
Absolutely.
All right. As you're walking up, you see a woman outside. Leathers, no blades or anything. Kind of a coat over her leathers, boots. Curly brown hair, almost a little amber in it. She looks over. Hey, fella, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Looking to buy some flowers.
You are looking to buy some flowers?
Yeah, the flower shop appears to be closed.
So, how can I help?
I was hoping you knew the owner and knew how we could get in to buy flowers.
Nope. Sorry, can't help you.
She sniffs. The fragrance to die for.
Investigation check.
Go for it.
Dude, nat 20 plus 13.
All right. What are you trying to investigate?
I want to know why a person would sniff me first off. That's the first thing. So I'm assuming.
Well, not sniffing you. She's like sniffing around the flower shop to try to pick up the scent of the flowers.
Right. But a person doesn't do that. That's a weird thing to do unless a sense is your prime sense, which could be lycanthropy is my suspicion. But let's go ahead and roll that. I want to look them up and down. I want to look for traces of fur as my prime. And then I also want to look at stance, position, and if the weight that they're pressing into the dirt belies a heavier weight. Or if there's
it does not. Her weight's there. You can see she's actually extremely well balanced on her feet where she's at as she stands there. Boots definitely have some mud on it. The hint of her clothing, though, doesn't look Draconian to you at all. It actually looks a whole lot more Barovian.
I got a nat 20. Is there any way I could determine what region of Barovia? I'm a costume guy, remember?
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Her dialect, once the clothes click, the dialect also sounds more Barovian than Draconian as well. Definitely more of a. Definitely not like the village of Barovia, not Veliki, the other town in the Valley of Barovia. Let me see if I can pull up the map quick. Kresk
Ah,
would be your best guess.
from Kresk, are we?
She looks over. You're a
Travel.
smart kid.
Traveled quite a distance, it looks like.
Uh,
For flowers.
well, for adventure.
What sort of adventure?
Well, I'm actually looking for a young cleric I lost years ago.
Named? Maybe I could help.
He goes by the name Sasha. I haven't seen him in years. But I fear he might be past now. I'm not sure. It has been definitely some time. But it's getting late for you. Oh no, it's not that late yet. So what are you doing out on the streets by yourself? You know there's killers loose.
There's what loose?
Killers.
Killers, murderers, yeah. Murderers, killers, stabbers of knives.
Right back. Hold on.
Live takers. There's killers afoot. I'm like, yeah, and I don't gotta be in bed till 9.
Turning into young Al Capone over here.
Yeah, she.
See?
You come up around these parts, you're gonna get a cement shoes. Double pair, 6 inches. Hey,
He's got a little candy cigarette in his hand.
put him in the water till the. Sorry, I'm trying to get back into Edgar Graves again.
Uh,
I'm gonna dunk him like an Oreo. You see what I'm saying? Then box his ear sideways. You got Brill cream in your ears, boy. What you looking at? I'm gonna take a 5-hour.
Oh.
You can hear that.
Yep.
Right. I wish they made these in a medium thick, like a medium thickness. You know what I mean? Like a melted milkshake. Something you could really just, pour onto a pan like a pancake batter and just kind of crisp up around the edges.
I mean, you could add like a gelatin to it.
Taking it up with some cornstarch.
Ew.
Fuck. Oh, they do the business.
I'm back.
You did drink that, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just making sure.
No, I snorted it.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have surprised me given the reaction.
So you came all the way here for flowers? Seemed like a little bit of a walk.
Well, I heard it was a good flower shop.
I'm gonna light a pipe.
Well, that's interesting.
Is it more interesting than a 2-month journey to buy flowers?
Well, I didn't just come here to buy flowers.
Came here to look for Sasha, right?
Yeah.
Any
And so what are you
leads?
doing up? Any leads?
Any leads?
No, I'd stop by the shrine to the Temple of the Internal Order, and they haven't seen him. So
Maybe you can help me. I'll keep an eye out for your guy.
all right,
If you can maybe help me find one of mine.
intriguing. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for a little kid. Friend of mine.
All right.
Victor.
She kind of stops and looks at you.
He's from about round your way.
Yeah, the old burgomaster's son of Veliki.
Yeah, apparently you do. You are well traveled.
Well,
He borrowed
The
my
only-
kickball and he never returned it. And now I'm out for vengeance.
well, she just kind of laughs. Well, last anyone heard of any famous victor, there was an airship spotted out over the desert flying.
Airship in the desert, you say?
Yeah.
What a unique sentence. Which direction is the desert?
That tells me you haven't been in Darkon long.
I don't think I was hiding that, but fair enough.
All
I am
right.
all stocked up on flowers as of earlier today, so I no need to travel.
No, that is 100% understandable. So
Desert
that pipe,
direction.
it looks very that pipe looks very professional on you.
Thank you so much for listening to Return to Ravenloft, a Freelance Heroism podcast. If you'd like to support us more, check us out on patreon.com/freelance_heroism and just donate any amount. We have prizes and journal entries and art that we post regularly a few times a week. And we'd really appreciate any support you could give us. Thank you.
Our cast includes Rachel Moore as Kesselgard Reskill, Dees Cassius as Master Kaeviir, Nathan Lett as Captain Rayne Trichet, and David, aka D-Walk, as Dr. Midnight, and everyone else in the game. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week.
The invoice is in the mail. Also, if you guys want to go back 30 seconds, there's usually on the podcast, there's a little 30-second thing. If you want to go back 30 seconds, maybe a minute at this point, because Rachel took a little while when she added the New Year's thing. You can hear Rachel keep saying yes multiple times as I'm trying to finish the intro. Go back and listen. It's weird sounding. That's a little nugget for everyone.
Because you pause, and I always feel like I need to respond because you do this pause.
Yes.
Right. Fine.
I am Rachel. Yes.
I will never say a word of agreement with you again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll never agree with you again.
Yes. I've never fought spiders before. Yes.
That's true.